Ipswich ReCreation and Culture, we put the capital on the C to emphasize the creative aspect of reinventing ourselves and our community while at play. Hello Ipswich, Kerrie Bates here from Ipswich ReCreation and Culture, and I am in conversation with Coach Mike Fay from That's the Spirit Sports and That's the Spirit Theater.
Correct.
And we're going to be talking, I think, first and foremost about Campus Ipswich, the summer recreation and culture program that Coach Mike has been running here in Ipswich for, 13 years, Coach Mike?
That's what we think, yes.
That's what we think. So, Coach Mike, could you give us sort of like the four corners of Campus Ipswich, and then we can get into some of the hilarity and anecdotal stories.
Well, I think we should start at the beginning.
Yes.
When you and I first spoke about creating fun programs for kids here in Ipswich. And I had the benefit of about 30 years of running programs elsewhere, still in many places. And I thought, what a cool opportunity to start from scratch, create something, having done and made all the mistakes before. What would I do now if I had this clean slate? And I thought, well, geez, rather than running a camp type thing where people have to know in advance when they have to sign their kids up and provide a lot of information, and it's hard, but it's obviously worth it for many. But I thought it would be much easier if we created a lower, what's the word I'm looking at? Low maintenance kind of way to provide wonderful care for their kids, and we would have a drop-in format.
Yes. And what I love about the drop-in format, Coach Mike, is that it's available for families when they need it.
Yeah.
And when the unexpected Wednesday day off comes for the working parents, they haven't prepaid for, scheduled childcare. So they're free to go for a walk in Willowdale Woods and take their shoes off and rest their feet in a cold, babbling brook. I really like that flexibility that Campus Ipswich offers.
They drop the kids off with us,
yeah,
and we take it from there. So that was the format that we decided to move forward on, and it's been successful. The flexibility is one of the things parents love most. And of course, kids, there's a lot of reasons why drop-ins. Kids get sick, grandmothers need to visit, family stuff comes up, hey, we can't come Tuesday, but we'll be back, and so forth. So it's been a great fit for us. We created the program to start as soon as school ends.
Okay.
And it's a full day program, 9 to 3, Monday through Friday. Yeah. We do provide extended care. 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the working family who doesn't get home till later.
So important, thank
cool.
you.
Yeah. And kids can come one day, they can come 2 days, or they can come for a week or the whole summer.
So people would want to check with your flyer for the various, there's a family max rate and for the season pass, things like this, details, and they're all outlined in your flyer. Yes, great. So the other thing that I find really charming and endearing about the way you've structured Campus Ipswich is this idea that Ipswich is our big backyard, and there's plenty of adventures that are within walking distance of your home base, which is?
Ascension Gym and Town Hall Fields.
Yes. And so can you just tell us a little bit about sort of this idea that the campus of walkable downtown Ipswich is kind of the home base for Campus Ipswich?
Well, yeah, I mean, we have plenty of options right at our own campus at Ascension because we have a wonderful gymnasium, Boone Hall.
Yes.
Or Dorman.
Boone, yeah. Dorman Hall, Dorman Gym, at Boone Hall, yeah.
And so we have the ability to have lots of sporting activities just in the gym alone. Yeah. This is what I think kids should know about, and parents should know too. When you drop your kid off, all you know is that they can't wait to come back after a day of being with us. They want to come back tomorrow. And here's why, because when they come in, they immediately have a chance to start either playing basketball or wiffle ball, and this is just pickup stuff, nice and easy, floor hockey, knockout. We have the remote control cars in the gym. We have helicopters flying around. We have paper airplanes. I mean, it's chaos personified. It's perfect. But that's before we blow the whistle, And once we get everybody together, everyone's signed in, and everybody is ready to start the day about 9:15, 9:20. We play various games like Shipwreck, which is a fun game the kids enjoy. Then we'll divide up into our groups, generally by ages. And then because my background is teaching sports and basketball, baseball, football, hockey, lacrosse, tennis, golf, I have all the stuff. Yeah. We'll start with one sports, for example. It might just be basketball. So everybody, Susie included, and little Tim, who might be 5, and the other kids too, who might be a little bit older, who want to do basketball, they get a chance to learn how to dribble, pass, and shoot, because I've been teaching it for a long time. And so suddenly, Johnny knows how to shoot a basketball. How did that happen?
Yeah, I love non-competitive skill building. It's so old-fashioned.
I'm really tough about just good form, not just in basketball, but in baseball, and throwing skills.
Nice.
So, just to digress a little bit, when I do my coaches clinics, say in Andover or Methuen or wherever, I do a bunch of baseball clinics, and I tell the guys, look, because lacrosse is so popular.
Yes.
If you don't teach them how to catch and hit and throw, they're not going to want to play baseball. So that's what I do. I feel like I'm less of a sports coach and more of a sports teacher.
At the same time, you've got an illustrious theater background. Tell me how this is available to Ipswich kids through Campus Ipswich.
Yeah, that's another fun thing. Everything I do is about the fun. It's fun for me, and it's fun to share it with the kids who are in my care. It starts with my staff. They have to buy in and kind of do it my way. We're here to serve the kids, Get off your phone. And but as you know, in my early 40s, a little while ago, somebody asked me if I would be willing to be part of a play. And having been coaching high school football, basketball, hockey, and baseball, and that's all I did for sports, and I'd never even seen a production. And I was like, a play? Why would I do that? And then as the story goes, they were desperate. They needed some male voices. I did a little singing when I was in 5th grade, at St. Augustine's in Lawrence.
Well, I think you're downplaying your singing prowess, but that's a conversation.
But I hadn't sung since 5th grade.
Okay, but you've been singing a lot since.
Yes, I have. Yes. As a matter of fact, here's what happened. I went to a rehearsal. I found how much fun it was. And I could not believe that I was missing out on this.
Yes, and this is the spirit that's the spirit sports, and that's the spirit theater, that you've discovered for yourself, the magic of community theater.
Unbelievable.
And you've been, passing that forward to the next generation through your theater camps, which sometimes disperse throughout the calendar year. But also you bring those scripts to the Campus Ipswich kids. And I love that Shakespeare quote, all the world is a stage and all the people players in it, or something like that. But this idea of playing at life, right? This is what play is about. Trying something new with zero sort. I mean, it's just when we're with neighbors and friends, it's a low risk proposition to try something new, and I just love that you've created that culture.
Well, what I found was that there were obviously kids. I mean, when I got into it, and I spent about 10 years, various community theater groups. And learned to love theater and saw the value in it, not just from a personal growth standpoint, but from a life enriching part. I said, I want to share this with kids. So now I'll have football camp, basketball camp, baseball. I shouldn't call it camp because in Ipswich it's not a camp. It's called campus for a reason, but it's drop-in. Is that I wanted kids to have the same experience. So I mean, I was directing 5 shows last month.
Wow.
5. Wow. And so instead of going to, in between golf and tennis. So it's been busy. We have about 45 kids in the first production at Annie over at Doyon, which is great. But I wanted to just kind of get back to our gym fun, which, musical chairs, dodgeball, floor hockey, helicopters, fun. Fishy crossed my ocean. This is just during the downtime, And downstairs, the other kids who wanted to go down to the game room downstairs, foosball, air hockey, all the games,
And I've heard so many of the kids just speaking so adoringly about the dance contests that you host.
Well, it's what I do. We have a small prize of some sort for the winner, and then we have the freeze dance,
Fun,
But I can remember in some programs where I had one location I had, I think, about 150 kids in various programs.
Yeah.
And I brought them all to one spot, and I encouraged them all to do the Cotton Eye Joe. And they were all doing it. I couldn't get the baseball players off the dance floor.
I love it.
So it was a lot of fun.
So now the Recreation and Culture Department has been in partnering with Campus Ipswich over the years in a multitude of different ways. And one of the pieces that the town has been able to bring is the access to the bus.
Yeah.
And this helps sort of expand the Campus Ipswich experience to include what are some of the favorite parks and playgrounds and destinations that you have access to with the access to the town bus.
Yeah, well, I would have to say that the go-to places are places like the Pavilion.
Yes, Pirate Park.
Pirate Park.
Yeah, I
I
love that
remember.
playground, yeah.
I remember the first time you and I were down there, and I said, "Where's the Pavilion?"
Oh yeah, Pavilion burned down a long time ago.
I thought there was going to be a big stage.
Yeah.
And so that's frequent. The kids enjoyed that trip. Anytime going down that way is always beautiful anyway.
Yes.
I want to call. Is it Russell Orchards?
Yes, yes.
You know,
beautiful the farm
but-
on Argilla Road, on the way to
Yeah,
Kerrie
yeah,
Beach.
right. That's they love that. They love the
Yes,
animals and the tractors and stuff and the chickens and stuff.
Yes.
And the Marini Farm, we do that.
Nice.
Of course, we go to Cranes Beach every year.
Wow.
And let's see about and all the playgrounds. I mean, we did get Bialek Park. You have the new one over at Winthrop, and
Yes.
even we've been to Doyon.
Yeah.
So, and I shouldn't say this, but one of the favorite treats, usually during one of these things, is we have to stop at Shaw's to buy the ice cream for the ice cream social. Usually on the days when it's about 100 degrees, so it's nice and cool. I got take your time. Let's take our time here, and I'll let the kids pick the ice creams and stuff. So it's a real fun atmosphere.
Yeah, awesome.
We do have some out-of-town field trips we go to Cannibal Lake every summer. We go to Sky Zone in Danvers, which is fun. We go to Crane Beach, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. It's created, we have a lot of kids who come every day. And so to provide this kind of variety, mix it up a little bit, it helps. Because as I started to say, downstairs at Ascension, we have the theater room, we have the arts and crafts room, we have the game room, as I mentioned. We also have a small room for projector to watch a movie.
Oh, cool.
But we also have a great relationship with the library, which is right next door, and we use their Collins room to watch films and videos, CDs or DVDs. I mean, when when it's really hot out. It's too hot
or
to
lightning
be.
threatens.
But on the town hall fields, we have the chalk fun.
Yeah.
We have the Riverwalk.
Yes, of course. Yeah, Sydney Shercliffe Path.
Yeah.
Which is such a magical little woodland area in the midst of downtown. Yeah.
I mean, I even have a remote control speedboat, that the kids use in the river.
Fun.
So
Okay.
we try to provide as much fun as we can while we have them.
So as we wrap this up, I just want to allude to the opportunity for Ipswich young adults to be involved with Campus Ipswich in a multitude of ways as counselors in training, or their community service hours can be served really in fun community service. Can you talk about that sort of generational culture that you've created for Campus Ipswich?
Sure. One of the most important parts of our program has always been our staffing. I mean, it's really important that the staff that I hire understand, and during our training programs, we emphasize this. What is your relationship with each kid? Know their names, know their interests, spend some time with them. There's no time to be, talking to each other. Your job is to interact with the kids, lead an activity, have challenge them with a game of checkers, play Connect Four,
Yes.
So we have been very fortunate to get some very high-functioning, wonderful staff who enjoy children, and over the years, and we need them again. We're able to keep our prices down and affordable for working families because we need to augment our staff with community service volunteers. So that's a big help to us if someone likes working in this kind of an environment, likes sports, arts, theater, arts and crafts, and kids, and wants to do their community service work with us. We would welcome that. They need to, and I'm sure this program will provide contact information, but it's just email coachmikefay@gmail.com, And we'll get you the application, the paperwork, and we'll get you started.
Awesome.
We'll have your hours can be flexible because they want to have a summer too. You know,
yeah.
I think it's 25 hours that's required to graduate.
30. I think
It's up to 30 now.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
even better.
Yeah.
So
what I hear and know is, sort of post-COVID, we were all sort of condemned to our two-dimensional screens. And I just love the multitude and variety of ways that Campus Ipswich allows human beings to have human relationships.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important. And you do such a great job at that.
Thank you
and
very
your
much.
team. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Well, it's been one of the privileges of, I think, my life to be able to work with kids and work with rec departments throughout the Merrimack Valley and as well as in Ipswich. And I'm a Triton guy, so I used to play against Ipswich. And,
We won't hold it against you.
Yeah, but I've always loved this area.
Yes.
The Salisbury, Newbury, Raleigh, Triton, Byfield. I mean, Ipswich, Topsfield, Wenham. I mean, the whole area is reminds me of my childhood. So it's not like going to work. It's like going to play when I come here.
Yes. Well, on that note, thank you, Coach Mike, for your time and your commitment to our community. And I'll see you in the summer.
Well, I'll see you hopefully at the Annie Show, which will be at Doyon on, I want to say it's going to be a Saturday and Sunday performance. I want to say June 2nd and 3rd. Check your calendars. It's a 1 o'clock show.
Will you give us a couple of bars?
The sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.